everybody, what's up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about starting our Ranunculus Corms, okay? Admittedly, Ranunculus are one of my first garden failures. They're also one of the first flowers that really inspired me to be like, oh, I want to grow flowers. I feel like for a lot of people, they're kind of like a tricky kind of rite of passage into garden mania. It's a slippery slope, and Ranunculus are so beautiful. How can you resist, right? For a lot of people in cooler climates or more mild climates throughout the summer can plant these in the spring. For me personally, unfortunately, that's just not an option. My spring is too short. It gets really hot. Ranunculus do not like hot weather. That's all there is to it. Once my temperatures in the spring climb into the 90s, they're done. It's over. No more Ranunculus. So, for me, the only option is to plant these Ranunculus in the fall. Now, the problem here is that most Ranunculus are only hardy to about zone 8. I should mention I'm talking about Ranunculus for cut flowers, not any kind of wildflower or Ranunculus or anything like that. I'm talking about the big poofy blooms. Persian buttercups also is another name, I believe. Anyway, they're only hardy to zone 8, but I'm in the zone 6B or 7, really, depending on the year. So really the only option for me is to grow these corms with the use of a low tunnel or an unheated hoop house. I have heard, of people successfully growing these with the use of, like, say, a milk jug over top of the plants or smaller types of enclosures. Not sure about growing them indoors. I don't have the answers because I don't have experience with those things, but I do have experience growing these corms and getting them to grow. I've always seen a lot of people like, this is how you grow them, and then it's like, some generic information, and there's never any evidence that it actually worked out. So getting right into this, the first thing I'm going to do obviously is buy some corms. You want to get some big ones. Big ones are always the best. If it's your first time, I definitely recommend getting the cheapest ones you can find from a reputable source. Once you have your corms, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to soak them in water. I usually soak them in water for about 4 to 6 hours, no longer than this, because you can see they start out very, very dried out, and then they plump up quite a bit. Anything longer than about 6 hours, I start to notice little arms, or whatever you want to call them, start falling off and getting too big. And 1 to 6 hours is just a pretty good number when it comes to that. A lot of things will tell you to aerate the water with like a fish tank bubbler or something as you soak them. I've done that in the past, but I've also done it without the fish tank bubbler, and I think it's fine as long as you pay attention to how long these things are getting soaked and not overdo it. Once the Ranunculus corms have been soaked, all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a seed tray and fill it with moist potting mix. Once I do that, I am going to put these corms into the tray next to each other, really tightly packed, with the little arms facing down. I do this because this little top ring here is our crown, and that's where the growth is going to start coming out. Once I've got those corms in there, I'm going to lightly cover them with some more soil, and I am going to move this tray outside. The main reason I am moving the tray outside and not keeping it inside is that I like to start these around the first week of October here where I live. The first week of October really has the perfect temperatures to get these growing. It's about 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day and about 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit during the night. This seems to be the perfect temperature combination, and we should see growth starting to occur within a week. As with other types of bulbs that are started in this manner, such as the Anemone coronaria and Anemone blanda, it is important to keep an eye on these. If it gets too wet or too cold, these are also prone to rot, so you got to be careful. Definitely want to keep a close watch and see how they're doing. Additionally, if temperatures are a little too hot, you might start to see mold, so just keep an eye on it and adjust accordingly. Once you see growth start to develop, they are ready to transplant into your hoop house or your low tunnel or whatever you're doing with these flowers. I'll be making a video on that when that time comes. Until then, hopefully this video was somehow helpful. If it was, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear all about your experiences growing Ranunculus. Always looking to learn something new. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell icon. It'll let you know whenever I put out new videos. Making new videos pretty frequently. It could be gardening, it could be cut flower farming, it could be soap making. I make a lot of stuff. It's really random. So if you like a surprise, you might like this channel. I hope that you guys are having such an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.